Welcome back to Hardcore Ultimate Iron Man. We are taking on the Fight Caves with our nice new rune crossbow. Inventory is need to change quite a bit here. And we need stuff out of the looting bag. So, once again, running out into the wilderness. Destroy. We're in the wilderness. Check. And pick up all of our stuff. We have just enough inventory space for all these things. It's quite a lot. And our guams, and a loop path, and we're out. I'm going to be going for a very simple tank range kind of setup here. Because we don't have brews, we're not going to have a huge amount of healing available. So, Helm of Neatsnot, Dragon Square Shield. I think we'll even go for a Rock Shell legs here. But first, we need to go get a looting bag to put all the stuff we don't need inside. There is the option here of using the granite body. With this setup, we have 132 range accuracy and 200 plus in all defenses. With this setup, we have slightly more accuracy, but a little bit less defense. I think the main thing that's going to be the tipping point here is the insane weight of the granite body. It's just a lot. It really is. With this setup, we'll be incredibly tanky. Well, not incredibly. We'll be acceptably tanky. And the range accuracy is good enough, I'd say. Inventory space is at a premium here. We could also maybe bring the black D-head legs as a switch, just for the more accuracy when we're not getting hit by anything. Just to speed things up a bit. Losing the shield, though, is just not a huge boost for how much defense we lose. So I'm good with that. Another thing that I want to bring is magic. With a few blood runes and death runes, we can get access to Blood Blitz. It's going to take a bit of taking off bits of armor to give us more magic accuracy, but it could come through in a pinch. Also going to bring the sharks as my food source of choice. But we still need to do a bit more inventory management here. I'll just put the law runes in here, since we have third space. So that's fine. I saw an opportunity for another upgrade here. A bit of an inventory of dragon bones at my gilded altar will get us 56 prayer. And that level gets us an additional prayer point every time we use a prayer potion dose. So, through all the potions we're going to bring, that is a substantial amount of additional prayer, which will be nice. Just getting everything I can here. And one more helpful thing we can get from Tegdak here in Dorgish Khan. I need to get the Ancient Mace. 1,000 coins. And with this, I'll be able to recharge my prayer bunch, which will be super convenient. We can even go in with more prayer points right from the start, which is going to be another benefit. This will be our special attack weapon. And the Ancient Mace will work best if we have a combat dummy. So make a combat room, build it here. I moved the parlor over to the corner. Not that it really matters. But if we just build here in this combat space, one combat dummy, and then leave building mode in house settings here, we can spec with the ancient mace. We could even bring potions and stuff here. Ultimate strength, special attack. And that gets us up to 71 prayer points. So that's pretty cool. And one more range level for good measure. Level 78. Switching over to the ancient spellbook as a hard task, and also drained all our prayer, so that's great. We can teleport to Canifus. That's not going to help too much. Inventory is getting ready to go. A few more things we need to move around. For the most part, we're getting there. Still need the lunar staff here for a second. This is also all my coins, so that's definitely something. But I can go to the house, get my prayer recharged, get my prayer recharged with the ancient mace. Gonna need to do some banking. We can do most of that once we get to where we're going. Well, banking, very much in quotation marks. Using the bank to unnote things, let's say. That's a more accurate way of doing it. Here is that. Ancient mace, special attack, combat dummy, 70 prayer, because we didn't use the strength prayer there. Good job. Is one prayer point going to make a difference? Probably not. Going to go get this back correctly anyways. 72 prayer. There you go. Okay. And we need to go to Edgeville, actually. Probably should have put the prayer potions in here before. Just trying to make sure we don't drop anything when we still need it. I've got all the prayer potions that I want, and it's a sizable number. Prayer potions in the bag. That's done. Took some damage from desert heat. Let's heal that up. And we can teleport over to the fight area. Go through the fight pit. Have a minigame teleport ready, so that's good. Drop the earth runes, drop the air runes, drop the coins, destroy the lunar staff, drop one shark, unnote the rest of them. I mean, technically we could go put 4 sharks back in the bag. There's still a possibility to get these in the future, and they're still better than other options, so might as well. And this will be our finished inventory. We've got the Mystic Robe as a mage accuracy switch. When we go to Blood Blitz things. We got the Rock Shell legs for a tanking switch when we want to tank things. We got the Ancient Mace as our special attack for getting a bunch of prayer back. 13 prayer potions, 8 sharks. We're pretty low on actual sharks for healing, because we also have the Blood Blitzes. over 100 blood blitzes. So that could heal us substantially. We're mostly going to be relying on prayer. And we also don't need to worry about prayer flicking too much, since we have this many prayer potions and ancient mace. Depending on how things go, of course. Let's turn off auto retaliate, so we don't run out in weird directions. On rapid. Here's entrance. And now, for the interesting part. We want to get into the cave at specific times, because when you go in determines what the spawn is going to be for the entire cave. There are 15 options, so we want to wait until we have a good one. Alright, it is time. And we can confirm if we've got the right spawn based on where things spawn. So bat was in the middle. And then these bats are south and southeast. So I think we're good. That looks like the correct rotation. And then the west, you should be over there. Yep. Alright. Perfect. So, the enemies in the fight cave. We've got bats. We got blobs. We'll deal with them as they come. The bats drain prayer if they touch you, so that's obviously something to avoid. The blobs, the big ones, do recoil if you attack them with melee, but we're not doing that, so that's not a huge deal. And then they split into two small ones, which don't do any recoil. The 45s are going to be one of the better choices for trying to heal with our blood spells. They have limited defense to magic. Run away. Things can path around this way. So this is not the optimal way to be here. One hit. Good stuff trapped behind other stuff. Fail to do that. Lose some prayer points as it's dying. Fantastic. Ideal. This side is more where we're gonna want to be. For right now. We're gonna get stuff nice and stuck. So as you progress through the waves, you get more and more enemies. Eventually you get to 2 of the same guy. And then you get to the next guy. We got 2 blobs here. That's great. So we can set up our prayers here. Going to be starting with mostly wanting to pray range, because the rangers are coming. Oh boy, the rangers are coming. But we can manage. Easily enough. Protect from range, and we're laughing. At least for these first waves. Run out into the middle. Head towards where we know the spawn is going to be, because we have that technology. And since we're going to be praying, we don't need to worry about switching into tank gear or anything. There he is. So we can do some prayer flicking if we were feeling fancy. And it's probably better to prayer flick against the rangers here than the mages later, because the cost of failure is so much higher when you mess up with the mages. And then you get a ranger and a bat. and it continues from here. So, for the first bit here, fairly simple. And now we get 2 bats, which we want to deal with first. Just run back right into him. Take my prayer. Very rude. But yeah. The Rangers, not a huge problem. And if we take any damage, well, I guess that's when we're going to need to worry about anything. Took some damage from the blob. That's unfortunate. They are low priority, but also, since we are protected from the Ranger, we can actually deal with them first. That's fine. There's also natural HP regen to consider. So overall, we'll be fine. We're also running desperately low on run energy here, which also isn't great. Try and run through this guy. Take a melee hit. Ouch. Take a range hit because we're terrible. Oh yeah. I think it's time for our first attempt at healing. Also, we're very low on run. So what we want to do to heal is put on the robe top, make some inventory space to take off some of the gear, and cast Blood Blitz. And this will heal us a little bit. I don't really want to waste one on that, so. And I'm going to just range the small ones here. That'll be fine. And we prepare for level 90 to spawn. Right here. Let's do a little bit better job prayer flicking, even though we kind of don't need to. Or we just keep it on a bit, since we're a mess. Here's a very nice pattern. We got the bat trapped behind, so we don't need to worry. Switch the setup. Cast the blood spells. And we miss. Nice 20 there. Switch back into the range. And we're good to go. So yeah, that'll mostly work. Also remember to pick up the prayer potions. That's important. Next up, we got a ranger over here. And 2 of the blobs. Again, not a huge deal with prayer. We also have the opportunity here to slap this on. Get some prayer back. Wow, failure completely. Suboptimal. Could also go for another heal. Staying as high HP as possible is beneficial, of course. This whole process will be easier once we use a few prayer potions. That's a good hit. Because then we won't have to pick everything up. Next wave is 2 level 90s. So we're just going to be fully praying for that. Instead of prayer dose here. So this is going to be another 4.5 minutes before we can try the Ancient Mace again. But yeah. 2 Rangers. not very threatening. Mostly because prayer. As long as we don't mess everything up. But then, after 2 Rangers, comes the next kind of guy. The big 180s. They are melee-only kind of guys. But if you are next to them, they can heal. So range really is the go-to here. We could even do a bit of Flickin' Eagle Eye for fighting these guys. Since we're not praying anything else. It's a lot of work. If we need to, we can just pray melee while next to these guys. Quickly take out that bat. Very good. Yeah, if we need to run past these guys, we can pray melee. And if there's more things going on, we can also pray melee, or pray something else, or put the tank gear on. We've got options. We've got options. Oh yeah, they go down pretty easy too. Very doable. Bat spawn. Run from him. Don't even take my prayer. Very rude. Almost got to me. And now this other bat's coming this way. So we're going to lure him up this way so we don't let the melee guy escape. Run back. Fire again. Stay out of his reach. Conserve those prayer points. Perfect. And then we just shoot down the 180. Simple as that. And since there were 2 bats there, the next one is a 180 and a 45. Our hit points is doing fine, so I'm not too worried about having to try to juggle anything to get the 45 taken care of, or heal or anything. But he's also coming this way, so that's not ideal. We can't really trap him around the side here or anything. So instead, we're going to be praying against the 45. Because it's very easy. Very doable. Just avoiding as much damage as possible here. We don't really need to worry about how long this takes, since we're not on any time crunch of like having our stat boosting potions run out, because we have no stat boosting potions. We're just in here firing a crossbow, having a swell time. It's getting close to time where we can launch another ancient mace spec, so that could be good. In this situation, I want to take out the bat first. In general, they are one of the higher priority targets. Just because you really don't want to be losing prayer points. That's not going to help. Alright, this guy. We got a 45 next wave we could probably use it on instead. We will take a recoil damage. We're going to have much better accuracy against the level 45 instead of a 180. We can also technically use our blood spells against the 180s, but they do have a higher magic level, which means a higher magic defense. And our total magic accuracy is not exactly great. So we'll probably try to mostly heal on the 45s, if possible. Running away. Take the melee hit. But in total, that conserved a good deal of prayer. We got another bat coming here. So we'll deal with that before we got another bat flying all the way up straight to us. Taking our prayer points. Hate to see it. This guy, he just walked right in. Thought they were going to get stuck. That's unfortunate. Losing prayer doses. Don't like it. Don't like to see it. We should be perfectly fine on bolts. We have 1,900 broad bolts. We could do accuracy and attack here. Accuracy and strength. We got a 3. That's not great. Another prayer dose it is then. Alright, after this, it is a 180 and 2 45s, so that's fine. But then things start getting more interesting. Because after 2 45s, naturally, the next bit is a 90. So we're going to have the level 180s and 90s at the same time. So, basically, protect from range. And we're laughing. Positioning is going to be highly important. That continues to be the case. Being prepared, knowing where things are going to spawn, really does help quite a bit. Just need to take down this 180 here. And then it's time for a 90 to spawn right next to us. Not exactly what you're looking for most of the time, but we can manage. Crossbow's doing pretty solid. No complaints so far. It hits damage. It hits as much damage as you might expect when you don't have any stat boosting potions. And everything in here has pretty minimal hit points. So you can mostly get away with just fighting stuff and it working out. Fighting, fighting, fighting. These first waves are not as complicated because you don't have as many enemies and not as many attack styles coming at you. Here's a melee right here, which isn't great. Didn't plan that one out particularly well. If we can get behind the ranger here, we can take him out. Take out the bat too. Fantastic. And then we can run past him with Protect Melee on to avoid that hit. And get him stuck. Now we want to actually look at where things are going to be coming from for the next wave. Try to be a little bit more prepared here, shall we? Seems like a wise idea. So next wave is going to be a 90, a 180, and 2 22s. So we need to run around, praying range, get rid of the bats, get the 180 stuck somewhere, hopefully. Like, behind the 90 would be fine. These guys also have a melee attack, so that's something to be aware of. We can run this way. Fire on the bat. Lose some prayer points. Not great. And then we have the 180 here to deal with. And we can do that with melee prayer. Get him nice and stuck. Over here. Another prayer dose. That's fine. And with everything safe spotted, we can review the next wave. No more bats for the next wave, which is a positive in my opinion. One less thing we need to worry about. But we got a 180, a 90, and a 45. I want to lure the 90 over slightly so I can get the 180 trapped. So what I'm going to do is run over to this corner. And that should work out. Still with the protect range on though. Get him nice and far over here. 180 is up there. And the 45 will be behind the 90. Perfect. We have another opportunity to try the Ancient Mace. See if we can get some better results this time. Eight prayer points. Could be worse. Well, let's not use melee. That's the wrong choice. We do not need to take any extra recoil damage. Potentially we could use the Ancient Mace against the 180s, since they don't have the recoil ability. But in that situation, it's more of the defense is going to be a problem. So, pros and cons to all the options here. Another 180. Take care of him. And we are perfectly positioned for the next wave, where a level 90 is going to spawn right next to us. We still haven't really needed to use the tanking gear. That comes in more when we are later and have to take multiple damage sources. So, for now, we're perfectly fine. And there's going to be a bat coming too, but we need to not let the 180 out. And we managed. So, just like that. Perfect. And in this situation, we can actually fight the 45 first, since technically it could do damage when it splits into the two smaller ones. So we can just avoid taking any damage there, which is good. And then we have this 180 to take down. But I kind of want to be back on the other side again. We're going to pop on Protect from melee, run past, and fight him on the way back over this way. Let's see our total weight here for all this running around. 50 kilograms. Not great. Not generally what you're looking for. Could be worse, though. It could be worse. And we are back over here, because this is where the level 90 is going to be. And we kind of want to deal with that, while also getting other things safe spotted. It's going to be right here. Take out the bat first. Is it the 45 and 180 will be trapped back there? Or not? We position them slightly better. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we can stand on this tile and reach that. And that'll still trap the 180 from that way. So that'll work. There's also the option of changing to long range for particular situations. But that one really didn't need long range, so that's fine. Take down this 180. There's a bat to the north that we need to deal with. But we can just get that to move towards where we're going next. That'll be fine. $180 easily removed. Perhaps. Once we hit. There you go. Then we got the bat here. Want to get into a good position. Turn on range. Stand right over here. In melee distance. Not quite right. But from this side, the 180 is stuck. We're just getting attacked by the 45. Which still isn't ideal. But it's definitely better than dealing with the 180 attacking me. And the 90 also. So now we free melee. Move all these guys up this way. And get them all stuck. We could fire off a blood spell here. And a ancient mace too. Special attack. And we healed 2. We need to hit more with that if we're really going to be benefiting at all, unfortunately. But let's grab some health here. Good enough. And pick up the prayer pots. Just any small amount of health we can get back is pretty good. We're still not to the waves where we're going to take super huge amounts of damage or anything. And in general, that's what the sharks are for, realistically. So that's okay. And then it's just the 180. Saving the larger boys for last here, because they can be easily safe spotted. They're very large, and they like to get stuck. The whole place is very convenient for that. The next wave, we got 2 rangers. One here in the middle, and one over here. So the problem is, deal with both these guys, and the 180. Get enough distance. We can avoid the melee hit. Swing around the 90. And he's trapped. Not looking too hot on the run energy after that maneuver. But we're getting to waves where we can just sit around for a while. So we'll be okay. Then we just get him in a safe spot. And we're laughing. 180 versus crossbow. And since that was 2 90s, next wave is 2 180s. Easily safe spottable from right where we are. So we don't even need to run around a bunch. So that's nice. But one thing I am going to be doing after the next wave is preparing to log out for a bit. Saying quick prayers to magic, because that's going to be incredibly necessary. If I try to log out now, it's been received, we paused at the end of this wave. If you log out before that, you have to repeat this wave. So that means we are free to go. Kill both of these, and the minigame will be paused at the end. And that means we can safely log out and come back to this later. Pick up some bone bolts, because I might as well. Tons and tons left. Not a huge deal. And then one more 180. All of our stats are looking fine. HP is good. Prayer's fine. But energy is not going to be a problem very soon here. Once we take down the final 180 on this wave, I am going to preemptively Pray Mage, just in case it doesn't actually pause and things get weird. And then it's paused. We may now log out. And we're back in. Very quickly. Running out of the middle, turning on Protect from Magic. Because that is where this guy is spawning. And so begins the 360s waves. They are very strong. Going to take quite some time. But in general, we just need to have Protect from Magic on if we're in a situation where they can hit us. And just fire the crossbow. Not going to be trying anything fancy with prayer flicking. Just really do not need that right now. Messing up, taking a bunch of damage. And we should be good in the prayer potions department to make it all the way through this. I'm going to start making my way over towards where I want to be for the next wave. Also, we need to be aware that they have melee attacks, so we don't want to get in melee range. That'd be a mistake. In general, they take a while to kill. But nothing complicated. And then we're prepared for the next wave, where we have a bat. And then it is right back to fighting a 360. That's pretty much how this goes at this point. We pray, we fight, we carry on. So I don't have as much to say while fighting the 360s every wave. So we're going to be cutting out the time I'm just standing around just attacking these guys. It only stays this chill for a little bit, though. Because everything else is coming back. Every enemy we faced before, but just also with a level 360 mage attacking us at the same time. Like, for instance here, 2 bats. Just like that. Fantastic. Wave number 34. We got a 45 and 360. Let's see if I can safe spot the 45 there. Perfect. So, with him safe spotted, make sure we don't run out. We're going to try to get some prayer back here. We get 5. That's better. Better than nothing. And I wanted to do that before I finished killing the 360 here. Just to have this be able to be recharging for this entire time. But yeah, another very easy wave. Just going to shoot this, then I'm going to shoot that. That's basically how this goes. One incredibly important thing to remember on waves where there's going to be a 360, well, you killed the previous one, is turn back on the prayer before the next wave starts. Don't need to get caught unprepared. Also, there's a 45 over there, but he exists. He's not a threat. Pew pew. Wave number 36. We've got a 45 down to the south, nicely trapped. And also 2 bats come into play. We're going to wait for them to attack me like an idiot, while staying out of range of the mage, so he can't draining prayer or anything. Well, attack me with melee. The bats are draining prayer. Well, he's also draining prayer by virtue of existing here. Because if we weren't draining prayer, we'd be trying to prayer flick or being dead. So, yeah. Looks like we're going to have enough special attack to try to get some more prayer back from the 45. Probably not going to be too much, but again, a little bit's worth something. Actually ended up restoring 10 prayer from that. That was very good. This time we have 2 45s coming in from that side. One of them was a bit further south, so I lured him a bit further north, so he got stuck there. But yeah, 2 45s, not a huge deal. 1 mage to take care of. Although, when there's 2 45s, that means that next round going to be a problem. Now it is time for the tanking to come into effect. Legs, prayer, and defensive. Because we got a 90 and a 360. So we want to take out the 90 as fast as possible to take as little damage. We're doing a terrible job of taking out the 90 as fast as possible. Took a little bit of damage there, which is not ideal. Let me switch back to full range accuracy to take down the 360 as fast as possible. So now begins the parts where we take damage. We want to get this mage lured around a little bit more here, because we want to start the wave right where the 90 is going to be to maximize the time that we can be attacking. That was pretty good. So once we get low health here, we switch back into the defensive situation. Try to instantly shoot the bat here, take him out, and then kill the 90, and then 360. The goal here is to not lose enough health in these rounds that we need to eat a piece of food, because that's just no good. We want to get through until we have the 45s to heal on. That is the goal. 90's going to be right there. Bat here. 360 to the south. But for these waves, we really don't care too much about where the 360 is going to be, unless we can get them safe spotted nicely. Then we care a bit. Defensive. Shoot the bat. Running towards the ranger. Shoot the bat again. Because we still need to worry about prayer. We still have Protect from Magic on to live. And we take unfortunate amounts of damage there. Doing what we can. Doing what we can. Another 90. Ready to spawn here in the middle. We got 2 bats coming up from below. Really would like to get rid of the 90 before they get here. if at all possible, which was not possible. Gonna run away from the bats, shoot the 90. Oh, this is a strat. This is a strat and a half. Defense off, prayer up, shoot the bats. While we technically have the 360 trapped right now, turning off Protect from Magic is a foolish choice as we continue to run away from the bats. Oh, there we go. We got there in the end. And the next round, we get a bit of a reprieve, because a 45 is coming, and we can use that. Alright. First up, take out the 90. Immediate priority. Try to get the 45 stuck in a good way. We did it. Hopefully not take damage. Take a ton of damage. Max hit even. But the 90 has been dealt with. Now we get rid of the 360. And we try to get as much as we can from the 45. In position. It is time for magic. We're at 50 health, and these heal 25% of the health, so we can get a little bit out of this, at least. And we're even going to pop the small ones too. Until we get to the end stage here, where we want to be prepared to fight the 90. Because these guys still exist, which is good for us. Oh wait, the opposite. It's terrible for us. We take out the 90, run away from the 45, get behind the 360, stay out of melee range, shoot the bat, try to stay spot the 45 behind the 360 even though we really don't need to. Run around like crazy. Trying to get them between each other without getting in melee range is the problem with that. And back to full range attack there. So we have another 45 we can use here. We're going to heal up again. A little at a time. Just trying to get over that hump without using any of our sharks. Because the worst is still yet to come. I assure you. Looking at the map for the next wave, it is going to be a bit of chaos. But we can help ourselves out by healing here, at least a bit. And on one of you. But not the last one, because we want to be prepared. We got another 90 coming. And we got another 2 bats coming. We want to take out the bats. This prayer is super important. We're getting hit by the 90, which isn't ideal. Now he's taken care of. We start running around, trying to get the 90 down, the 45 safe spotted, not meleeed by the 360, but we're out of run energy, which isn't good. Not good at all. We almost want to run through the 360 in order to get the 45 safe spotted better. That's also not a great strategy. I might just go ahead and let my run energy recharge here. See if I can get him around. There's gonna be perfect spots to stand to get everything safe spotted right. Just like that. Yeah, we're even lower on health again. But we're not into panic territory yet. So we'll be okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to let my run energy recharge between these waves. Because trying to get everything positioned right really saps energy here. And formulate a plan for the next wave. Okay. I have a plan, and I have run energy, and I have a dream. Our hit points are much lower than I prefer them to be, clearly. But I have an advantage for this next round. The 90 is safe spotted. So I can pray Mage, and I'm laughing. This 45 is trapped behind there too, so that's fine. Seeing how things are here, I'll be able to shoot straight over both 45s, take out the 360, heal up on all the 45s, and then be able to pray against the 90. So no damage taken, lots of damage healed. The ideal situation. Let's see how much health we get back this time. In general, it's going to be a quarter of their HP. That's how blood spells work. We go from 61 to 64 to 65 to 68. Then we got the two small ones here, which we can blast both of them for nice amounts of healing. And then this guy. Then him again. Oh, look at all this health. 76. 79. 79 still. 85. And 86. And that is back to full health here. Even going to pray a melee hit against him, because why not? Very, very good. And now we have a 90 to deal with. Ooh, we can just pray range. It's super convenient. Next wave is a 360 and two 90s, which sounds dangerous, because it is. But not, if we can get the 360 safe spotted. And lure the 90s all the way over to us, where we can just take them out. No problemo. Protect from range, and we're laughing. And then we can protect from magic, take down the 360. Simple as that. Just make sure we don't run out past so the 360 can come and shoot us. That would not have been good. But where there's two 90s, there's going to be a 180. So we're going to have to do more of our dancing to get things stuck behind each other in preferable situations. But we can do that with full health, which is nice. First wave here, very easy. The 180 is going to get right stuck behind the 360. So no problems whatsoever there. And once we're done with the 360, we can easily safe spot the 180. Since we're at full health now, we can try throwing out a Ancient Mace special attack against the 180. Try to get some prayer out of the deal. And we get 10. Minus any that we spent with the stat boosting prayers for that. But hey, 10 prayer points. I'll absolutely take it. Before we kill that, let's make sure we know what's going on for the next wave. Yep, looks good. Lured him, so we can get right here, near the 360. 180 gets stuck behind. Bat comes up behind us. But we're all good. And then once again, we can just easily safe spot the 180. Once we're done safe spotting the 180. It really is a system. Alright. We got 2 bats coming. 360's over here. And the 180 is coming from the south. So the goal here is to take out the bats. Manage to get the 360 in a horrible location where we can't just run straight into the safe spot like normal. But get behind anyway, because we're awesome. We stand here, we can just get him safe spotted. Perfect. Well, we had to run around the 360, but we managed. Everything's where it should be. And with the special attack back again, we can try to get some more prayer points. And fail. Unfortunate. Oh well. There's plenty more opportunities. And also better opportunities with the 45s coming back next round. But let us get into a position we want to be in here. Run past there. Back over here. For this wave, everything just pops straight into place. 360 to attack, 180 safe spotted, and a 45 right over there. Literally could not be easier. I'm slowing things down ever so slightly to get more opportunities to use the prayer restoring special attack. Got 7 points back, used 1, so a total of +6. Not bad. I can work with that. Any additional amount we can get is good. And we are in position for the next wave here. We got a 360, 180, 45, and 25. Or 22. Not 22.5 though. That's a different thing entirely. See if we can get the mage to come back here a little bit. Get everything nice and stuck before we can get started. Except for... oh, maybe he will. Perfect. Perfect. Everything is in its place. Went to go get a drink while waiting for that one. But we get no prayer points. Terrible. Not good. Not good for us. Next wave has quite a few guys. Trying to decide where I want to be for this one. Probably over here. A little fight. The 45s. On our way over. And the 22s. Because they're level 22. Prepare the protect from melee. Or magic. Protect from magic. Probably the better choice here. Take out the bat. While running around the 360 here. Things are going to be coming. We should have stuff safe spotted. That's the theory, at least. Here comes a 45. Not quite. Well, we did safe spot the 180 and the 22, so it's acceptable. We can tank some hits from the 45 here. Worst case scenario, we can just heal up a bit with the blood spells. this is a slightly awkward situation. There are very particular ways that pathing works. And if you know exactly what you're doing, you can really get stuff where you want it to be. For all the super low-level fight caves and all that. Run you here. Run you up here. So you get beside me. I should be able to shoot the bat. Run past here with protect from melee. And get everybody back around a safe spot where I want them to be. Over here. And down to here. Just get over here. It's fine. Okay. That'll work. We're down 6 HP. I think it's probably worthwhile trying to get that healed here. We can also test out our accuracy versus the 180s. Yeah, seems okay. He says after one hit. Back to full hit points. And then I'll wait again to do another spec against the 45. Let's actually hit this time. Ancient Mace spec. A 6. That's pretty good. Next wave is all going to fall into place very nicely. We got a 360, a 180, and 2 45s. So just chilling out right here where we are. Pretty much everything's just going to go where we want them to be. Make sure we're ready to pray mage. Position ourselves. Make sure everything moves diagonally enough. And then there we go. Everything. Perfect. And there are 2 45s here. So that means a level 90 is coming next time. Which does complicate things. Quite a bit. Prayer is really looking like it's going to be the problem here. So we restore. Like 3. Maybe even 2. That's alright though. Manageable. Any little bit will help at this point. Next wave has the 90. Luckily, it's going to be trapped. Or at least, hopefully it will be trapped. As long as this method works out. We're going to try to get the 360 to come to us. While also getting the 180 correctly trapped. Just like that. 90's up there. Can't even come close. So hopefully the 360 comes over here far enough that we can hit it with the crossbow. Oh, that's perfect. 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 And everything, again, nice and safe spotted. Mace, please. No. Unfortunate. Alright. There's going to be no avoiding it. Next round, we have a 90 and a 360 at the same time. So we're going to do the best we can to take out the 90 as fast as possible. There's also magic attacks. Stupid. Everything here is very stupid. We've made huge mistakes here. We've made huge mistakes. But huge mistakes can be fixed. Eventually. We're going to try to heal a huge amount against this 180. It's gonna be how it's gonna have to be. Mess that up very, very hard. Leading off with a mace spec. No good. Getting into the magic situation. Take out the bat first. Up to 43 hit points. The way we're going to have to do this, in order to get as much HP as possible, is letting him heal himself by standing in melee distance. This is going to use prayer, because we can't manually cast spells and fight him at the same time, or prayer flick. But we need to get this health back. There are opportunities in coming waves to also get more health, but getting right here, right now, would be a good start. Up to 49, 50. There he's healing himself, which is just what I need. If we get close to killing him, we might also want to just let him heal a bit. I mean, just prayer flick ourselves. Prayer flick this guy's attacks. Try to get him to heal some more. Perfect. Yes. Heal yourself to heal me. That's exactly what I needed. We are chugging through plenty of prayer here, though, which isn't great. I think that'll be enough. Anyway. Yeah, our prayer bonus is really what is setting us back right now. It is incredibly low. But our health is looking nice, so we got that going for us. This wave, we've got all sorts of stuff coming. We got bats, we got level 90s. There he is. Want to get him far away this way as possible, so we can stand and attack him without getting attacked by anything else, and be fine. And this looks like another opportunity to, 1, heal, and 2, wait for another prayer restore. We still have some blood blitzes left, but honestly I'd have liked to not have to have healed that much. That's okay. Go for the bat to max 10 and have more accuracy. A fantastic choice. Alright. At least we didn't need to tank anything there. 360 is still over here. He still exists. So we're going to have to deal with that still. These guys really are not the ideal target for the Ancient Mace. But when we heal 11 prayer, I'll absolutely take it. Yes, please. That's half a prayer dose. That's what that is. Very nice. Time for tanking. Level 90. Get rid of him as fast as possible. We have sources of healing ready to go. We still would obviously prefer to not have to deal with them in the first place. We got this guy on us, which is not generally what I want. So we're going to get rid of him. Would love to have saved him for later. But we got the 180, which very conveniently is keeping the 360 far enough away that we don't need to worry about it right now, which is super nice. So we took a little bit of damage. I'll just heal that on him. But first, we need to take care of the 360, of course. Starting once again with the mace. Nothing. Alright. It's not ideal, but we can manage. Now we need to heal, because once again, next wave, 360 and 90, and we're going to be tanking. So being as much HP as possible is a safe bet. $79, 85, good enough. Alright. There's going to be a 22 in the middle, which we'll immediately take out because prayer is super important right now. 90 to the south, 360 right here, and other guys closing in. So here we go. Tank's ready. Took him down. Fire at the 90 before he can kill me. Perfect. Defensive's off. Lure these guys. This isn't actually going to work up here. Well, I guess it did work. But he's actually going to stay there, unfortunately. Or they can come around this way, which is not ideal. So what we're going to do about that. We could get into a situation where we just tank him. That could work in theory. Or he just stays there. That works too. Doesn't give us the opportunity. I'm not too confident about this section right here. So this doesn't really give us an opportunity to use another mace back here. But we can just fight stuff. And when he dies, switch to Protect for Magic. Because he's going to be coming around the side. But we can work with that. Here comes. One more hit. And protection. Alright, perfect. Next wave. No tanking required. The 90 is up there. And everything else is falling into place. That back gonna get to me? Threat removed. Alright, perfect. So everything is perfectly prepared. Mace on the 45. Gives it a much better target. And we get 4. Eh. Definitely could be better. Definitely could be better. Next wave. It's tank time again. And I kind of need to conserve prayer. So we're not going to be using Steel Skin. So we'll see how that goes. 180 is coming from above. 45s are going to be attacking me. 360 is being protected from with the prayer correctly. Not protected from range. Like a goober. They're out. And now we're just going to sit here and take this 45. Because we can heal afterwards, it'll be fine. Mace spec. For 1. Probably didn't get any prayer there at all. Oof. Really, really low on prayer. I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait. It's the best idea right now. On the plus side, all this waiting around is going to end up with us getting our health back. Only 2 more prayer points. It's getting desperate out here. It's really getting desperate. Many ancient mace specs later, we have 60 prayer points. Things we're really just getting that desperate. Jad is going to be a prayer point hog, I am sure. So we finish wave 59 here. And we should be good to go. Moving into wave 60, taking no damage. We're going to have the 360 stuck to the north. And we have some 90s and 180s walking over this way. Turn off prayer here for a little bit. I don't think we're going to be able to end up having these guys in a good tick position. So we're just going to have to pray for the first one. Using up all that prayer points we just got. Sad times. But once we have one of these guys down, we'll be able to prayer flick the other one effectively. As long as we have the distance here. Ah, I got attacked by him. Let's move this other ranger in, shall we? It's probably for the better strategy here. Alright. And I'm going to prayer flick the rest of the mages as well. We really don't have many more opportunities to get more prayer. So I'm going to try at least one ancient mace against this guy. Maybe even more. I need every prayer point I can get right now. Alright. Got plenty more prayer points. Prayer flicking the 360s. Like I probably should have been doing for a while. But here we are. Because we're getting hit. That's how mistakes happen. But for this wave, we've got 2 180s and a 360. So we can just lure them back around. And we can heal off one of the 180s. That's not going to be an issue. As long as we continue to prayer flick acceptably. And don't get... I mean, if we get into 1-hit range, I will stop prayer flicking. You can hit like 50 pluses, so... one more hit and we'd be in the danger zone here. So hopefully we don't do that. Our attack speed is slightly off. They are 4 tick and the crossbow is 5 tick. So that's not helping anything. I'm just not paying attention to me doing damage. I'm just worried about him. As I should be. Because with prayer flicking, it's literally a non-issue. As long as we don't mess everything up. And then it quickly becomes an issue if you do it wrong. Quickly becomes an issue. But yeah, if you're looking to save prayer points, that's the way to do it. And this is going to be the final heals off of these guys, at least. We still have some spells we can use for potential future situation. But we are quickly approaching the end here. And splashing a whole bunch of spells too, which is great. A few hits would be appreciated. Please and thanks. Just need to get back to max HP here. With our 20-something spells left. 74 HP. 75 HP somehow. Doesn't seem like an exact science. 25% heals. Whatever. Next up is the wave with 2 360s. So ideally we would get into a situation where they would hit at the same time. We could prayer flick against both. Not sure how likely that is though. Because they're spawning in different locations. If we run past this guy, he's going to start healing. We can give it a shot then. We run. We shoot. We run. We shoot. We run. And shoot. And run. And shoot. We run. And shoot. And pray. And pray the right thing. And yes, they're perfectly ticked. Amazing. But this is also an opportunity to absolutely destroy ourselves if we mess up the prayer flick here. Because we'd have 2 attacks coming in. So that's not exactly safe. High pressure situation here. Because if we take damage now, there's nothing to heal us. These guys have phenomenal magic level, as you might expect. So our blood spells will do nothing. Just need to make it through here. Then we'll have 3 prayer pots for Jad. Which is better than I was expecting. But then I went on a massive time-wasting effort to get full prayer points back, so. Alright. And then there was one. And where the orange 360 spawns, that is where you will find a Jad. So, be prepared. We could even run him slightly over here. So we have more time to get out of the way of Jad. Prayer's looking fine. I'm going to reorganize the inventory slightly. All comes down to this. Well, it comes down to the thing right after this, technically. Prayer bonus was the main problem here, by far. And this is not going to be a quick fight cave, by any stretch. If we had Bruise, this would all have been very easy. We wouldn't have had to worry so much. Would have had more space for prayer. Kinda. Probably wouldn't have brought blood spells. That would have saved 2 inventory spaces. Overall, we got there. If just barely. Alright. 1 Jad to the south. Here we go. Prayer's looking fine. There's nothing we can do about it at this point. We might want the tank legs, so we'll bring those. 3 prayer potions, and all of our sharks. That should be enough, right? Totally. Alright. Starts with a mage hit. And another mage hit. Range. Another range. Prayer is draining at quite the rate. But I can't really afford to turn on any other spell, on any other prayers. Because, again, prayer is draining at an alarming rate. Range. Just keep doing the same thing. Our hits are mediocre at best, because we don't have any range bots. But we still need to deal with the healers. And that's the hard part. Concentration. Concentration. Another magic. This is definitely taking a while. Keep our prayer nice and topped off. Don't need to be running out of prayer at this stage. That's not going to help us at all. Another magic. Another good hit. We're getting close. There they are. Here come the healers. Now we attack the healers while making sure to be praying the correct thing. Take a ton of damage. Pray mage. And two of the healers went the wrong way. They kept attacking, kept healing Jan. That's not loud. Another mage hit. And we're good. So now, we want to heal. And we're going to do that with magic. All we have left of the magic. We're at 35 HP, which is not ideal. But we've got the healers over here now. So hopefully we can heal some. We still do have the sharks, so that'll be fine. Yeah, their magic seems to be pretty solid. Only have a few more spells left. But it's worth giving it a shot. Yikes. They got magic defense for days. But once we have these guys taken care of, it's really a non-issue. Oh, there's a heal. And we're out of healing. Did not need to have defensive on there like that. Yeah, let's put back on the D-hide. Everything perfect like these guys. Maybe. They're healing each other, which is suboptimal for me. But we still have supplies, so we're fine. It's because one of them is in melee distance. That's the problem here. But we can't exactly change that, can we? Without running all over the place, all crazy like. And we're doing enough damage that we're slowly whittling them down. Two down, two to go. And then we just need to kill Jan. It really is that simple. Don't know if I want to eat another shark. Might be a good idea. Just to give us that tiniest chance of surviving a hit if we mess up. A few hit points. Could be worth its weight in gold. Also could have went for a mace there. Alternatively, I could wait 3 minutes. That's also an option. When I've put as much time into this as I have, waiting to regen to full HP isn't the most crazy thing. I've got 7 doses of prayer potion and a dream. And the dream is killing Jan. So let's not mess this up, shall we? Magic. Magic again. Don't need to change prayer. Magic again. Keep doing that. It's perfectly fine. Keep on doing magic. That's good. Range. Thought you caught me off guard, huh? Nope. I was ready for it. And we hit some damage. Oh boy. Prayer diffs. Back on attack. Switching wrong. Horrible. There's a lot of delay and a lot of window to get your prayer right, though. So that's working for us. I suppose. Range. Come on. So close. Another magic. We're good. A 21 hit. Fantastic. Love to see it. More magic. More magic. Range. And back to magic. Another magic. He's approaching half health again. The tiny HP bar really doesn't show you how much HP he really has. There's a range hit. Back to magic. Back to Parados. Back to attacking. Range. Under half. He's under half. Another range attack. Another good bolt. More range. More range. Even more range attacks. That's fine. But there's magic. And right back to range. It's probably just a straight 50-50. You just start feeling like there's patterns when you're concentrating on something so much. Back to range. Definitely not the fastest Jan. Or the fastest any of this. But we're getting there. Slowly. Slowly. But surely. Go for the Parados. Also try not to misclick and run into Jan. That's also not going to help. Yeah, range attack. I'm ready for you. Crossbow hits. Magic. We could maybe afford to put on Eagle Eye. But why risk it? That just drains more prayer that we don't have. Range. Back to magic. Back to range. And back to magic. He's really pulling out all the stops here at the end. Switching it up. Making us really work for it. Sliver of health. Another range attack. Another magic. Just need one good hit. And down goes Jan. 3 hours, 22 minutes. That is not my worst fire cape ever. But my goodness. We made it. And there it is. The fire cape. An absolutely fantastic choice for melee. Because of the 4 strength bonus. Also, the defenses are nice. And also has some accuracy. Let's get the stats for that. Prayer. Strength. Defense. Attack. Elite task. An elite combat task. There you go. And now we just have one final thing before it's time to do some Slayer. Next time. Goodbye.